when it comes to evangelization, talking to people, overall connection, and creating meaningful, deeper conversations, there's three main things that I've really learned over the years that have helped me to become a way more effective communicator and actually connect with people and get them to open up and engage in real conversation other than that superficial stuff like, how was your day? Or what do you do for a living? The first step I really realized is to be genuinely curious about the other person. Sort of a mindset shift hack I like to use is have a secret goal. Don't tell them this, but have a secret goal to not talk about yourself at all. Because what that does is it actually trains your mind to always be engaging and listening deeply and formulate better questions to continue to get them to share about who they are, what they want, why they think certain things, their beliefs. Um, and even though that might not be the case of the conversation, you might end up sharing about yourself, or they ask questions back, or you have an experience, you can connect with what they're sharing, which is great. Please do that. It actually trains your brain to be other focused and ask better questions. Number two is ask whys and hows and not what's or when or how longs. So a lot of times, people are like, oh, hi, I'm Michael. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Oh, what do you do for a living, or how long have you been doing for that? Well, for me, it's like, yeah, I run a Catholic newspaper, or I've been doing it for a couple months now. And then you just sit there, sort of awkward, like, what do I do next? So once that's not a bad first question, though. What do you do, or how long? But why do you do that, or how did you how did you start doing that? What did that process look like? Well, I knew so and so, and I found this thing, and my last year of college, I was looking for a greater opportunity and more purpose, blah 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 blah. And it gives the person permission to actually share their motives, their intentions, their desires, maybe family backstory if they got involved in something because of that, whatever it may be. So it actually opens up a lot deeper possibilities of questions. And this kind of ties into number three. I think honestly the most effective communication tool, one of them that I've learned over the last 5 years. And it's so simple. It literally most often requires saying five or less words. So it's very easy to implement, and it's very effective actually invoking and creating deeper and more meaningful conversations. And it's the term I use is called the probing questions. So someone will give an initial response. So you say, so how was your day? Yeah, it was okay. So a probing question responds to what they said and uses the language again, and then asks for more. Okay. So what I did there is by repeating the word okay, like okay, it makes you, well, okay, well, it was okay because blah blah blah, and they share more. Or you can do it like, when you say okay, like, what do you specifically mean by that? Or what do you mean by okay? So it's just those simple little micro repetitions, kind of communicating that you listened, you heard them, actually gives them the permission to share more. I think a lot of times we don't share more. People don't get into deeper, more meaningful conversations, not because they don't want to, but the problem is people feel like they're a burden or they don't have permission to share more. So when you ask those probing questions, you can actually help people understand that they have permission to share more. So if I had less than 4 minutes to teach you how to grow in communication, those are three of my main tips of what I've learned in the last 5 years when it comes to building communities, evangelization, and just being an overall more effective communicator. So maybe try it out. Ask whys, ask some probing questions. All right, peace, guys. See you in the next one.